Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is episode 106 of the Affiliate Party Podcast. We are coming to you live from the very rainy, the very windy Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I woke up this morning. It was a bunch of trees knocked down, a bunch of leaves knocked down, power out. The line at the McDonald's was long as hell. I said, what in the world is going on? Now, I know normally we upload these podcasts every day at 8 o'clock a.m. on the dot. But last couple of days, ladies and gentlemen, had to be at home. Had to take care of my wife. She was sick. She had the old cold, cough, the whole nine. Of course, you know, these days, somebody says they have a cold. You take them to the doctor. What's the first thing the doctor says? Oh, we got to do a coronavirus test, you know? It's like, really? That's what we doing? But anyway, so I know the podcast is a couple hours late. I know you was waiting at 8 o'clock. I'm just kidding. You probably wouldn't wait at all. But yeah, we'll get back to our regular, normally schedule. But I thought to myself, I was like, I'm glad I recorded a couple of. When I took her to the urgent care, I had time on my hands, so I recorded a couple of episodes. I mean, man, yeah. First thing they said was coronavirus. Of course, she tested negative for that, so I don't know where she just had the weather changing sickness. You know how that goes. But anyway, today we are going to talk about outlasting your competition. This is going to be a shorter than normal podcast, but sometimes you need to hear, it's like outlasting your competition. Sometimes perseverance is better than brilliance. You know what I mean? Like if you just keep going and you keep going, you keep surviving, struggling, surviving, eventually you'll hit a point where you start thriving and the whole thing will take off. Now, this is something that you have to just trust. You have to believe. You have to have a belief. It's like I watched this documentary once about Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was the 6th round pick. He's from Michigan. I seen Tom Brady play a couple of games, but he definitely wasn't the star of the show at Michigan. It was another guy named Drew Henson. Drew Henson was the stud quarterback. He was the All-American. He was the can't-miss prospect. And Tom Brady was, he was okay. So, of course, in college, they was off and on, who's starting, who not starting, this, that, and the other, And I remember Tom Brady, his last game in college, he played in the Orange Bowl, and he had a pretty good game. He had like 350 throwing yards, all that. And then, of course, he went to the NFL Combine, and he got drafted, in the back of the pack. And so it was him. It was like the year 2000. So it was him, and they did a documentary about him and 7 other guys, And it's like the first round picks, they were out of the league. It wasn't like a short amount of time. It was like they was gone and within 5 years or whatever. All these people on this list were gone except for Tom Brady. He was still playing. And this was only this documentary was like 2010 maybe. So it was only 10 years into his football career. The rest of them quarterbacks were pretty much washed out and washed up, and he was still around. And that's what we call outlasting the competition, ladies and gentlemen. It's like being on a. If you ever been on a basketball team. I was on a basketball team. Listen, and I'm not even gonna make up any stories. I rode the bench. I rode the bench hard. Okay. But say if it's you and another bench player on the bench, and both of y'all are competing for more minutes, eventually a lot of people get discouraged, and they will quit the team, or they would just be like, F it, I'm not going to try anymore, Me, I kept going at it. I kept, because I got a pretty thick head, so I just kept going. I said, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep, practicing. And then when I get in the game, I'm going to show them why they should put me in the game, So You sort of got to outlast your competition. It's the same thing in business, you know. If you open up a store, you know, you open up a, you know, a let's say you got a store, let's say you got a you know, a bait shop, and then somebody next door to you open up another bait shop, and people like, well, I don't know if two bait shops are gonna survive, and it's like, you have to just have a belief in yourself, like, no, I'm gonna outlast my competition. Eventually they're gonna bend, eventually they're gonna break, and eventually they're gonna quit, and you just keep going, and then their business will become your business. You know, it's the same thing. I know we talked about this before. The same thing in marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, affiliate marketing, all that. A lot of people, they tell you, they say, hey, it's easy. it's easy. So a lot of people sign up, a lot of people join, but a lot of people are going to quit. A lot of people don't have the same, you know, a lot of people not like you and I, you know, because me, I used to say this to myself when I first started truck driving. I would say, you know, I'm like, I need to, and they were like, oh, it's hard, man. I said, I'm too dumb to quit in this situation. You know, anything I put my mind to, I'm like, nah, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not gonna give up. I might keep effing up, and I might keep stumbling, and I might keep falling down, but I'm gonna keep getting up, and eventually I'm gonna get it to where I got it down pat, I got it rocking and rolling, and you know, and it takes off from there. You know, it's the same thing with this. It's just like this podcast. You know, there's 106 episodes. I say, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. It start off small. You know, I mean, still small in relative terms. You know, it's not 1 million downloads a day. It's not 1 million downloads a week. Hell, it ain't been 1 million downloads in this 106 episodes. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, and we have breakthroughs. You know, we have breakthroughs because now we have an audience. And you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep showing up every day, and you keep going. And somebody else has probably started the podcast around the same time I did, and somebody else probably has quit. And that's, you know, that's not my, you know, because you always, even though this is affiliate marketing, yes, we all can make money, and yes, we all, you know, it's still at the end of the day, you want to be better than me, I want to be better than you. I'm going to, you know, you know, keep going, you know, and I want you to do the same thing, you know. I want us to, you know, you definitely want to outlast your competition because, yeah, if you an affiliate for the same program as somebody else, and they like, oh yeah, right now I'm making this on that and another, eventually they'll stop or whatever, you know, and you'll just keep going, and then you'll make all the money you want to, and everything will work out for you. So competition is, and that's another thing. You really don't even, if you don't really pay attention to the competition, and you just focus on what you got to do, you'll outlast them. You'll just outlast them doing that. You go, oh, so and so quit, so and so gave up. Oh, okay. I haven't thought about so and so, you know, and you just keep it moving that way. And man, everything will all work out. Everything's not a, you know, like I told you before, it's no gatekeepers out here in the world no more, you know. You can be a comedian. You see all these Instagram comedians, these internet comedians, you know. You don't have to go to the funny bone no more and tell jokes and get booed off the stage. You can just make up a skit, and then eventually, you know, you do enough videos, and people are like, oh, this guy, I kind of like him, and you know, then you build a following, you know, and then you start putting your little cartoon face on t-shirts and selling them. And it's probably somebody that started at the same time as you know, some, you know, would-be comedian, and they probably did 10 videos, and they said, oh, I'm not getting enough views, and that's it. So outlasting competition. I know this is a simple topic, you know, but a lot of people don't understand perseverance. A lot of people don't understand hanging in there. A lot of people don't understand, you know, toughness. A lot of people don't understand how to survive and how to, you know, because you don't want to keep surviving. You want to survive, and then you want to thrive, and then you make it take off. You know, like this podcast, surviving, blah blah blah. You know, the plane is a little rocky, and it's like 20 days nobody's listening, 30 days nobody's listening, 35 days nobody's listening, and then, you know, about the 6th week, you're like, okay, now I'm starting to see people. Now I'm starting to see people download them. And now the 100 days, they get downloaded when I upload them. You know what I mean? Like people download them right when they upload. So I'm like, okay, now we going somewhere. Now and somebody else probably saw it the same day as me, and they probably said, F it. That's it. I don't want to do this anymore, you know. And I mean, really, I started this podcast in December, you know, and I sort of, you know, got distracted, you know, life in general, and then the whole COVID, and, you know, had to do a bunch of stuff. And I said, you know what? Nah, I'm coming back. See, I'm a nut. I said, you know what? Nah, I'm not quitting. I'm outlasting the competition. I'm coming back. We're gonna make this thing thrive. We're gonna make this thing work, and here we are. So that's why today. And I thought about that because I saw, you know, I thought about that last week because I was walking by and I saw them talking about Tom Brady, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that documentary and how he just outlasted and outwilled like the people on the team, quarterbacks on the team, the quarterbacks in the draft. Like this guy was like, nah, I'm not gonna stop, I'm not gonna give up, and it's like that with a lot of people. Like Michael Jordan, I remember he got cut or whatever, the whole story, and then he said, I'm gonna come back better than ever, and I'm gonna outlast these guys, I'm gonna outwill these guys, I'm gonna outplay these guys. And that's the mentality that you need to have when it comes to life, when it comes to your business, when it comes to everything. So just remember, you know, just because somebody they might have more natural talent, but natural talent don't mean shit if you're not gonna apply it. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, they might be more charming. They might, because I know, you know, me personally, I'm not like the most outgoing, charming person. Like if you see me walking down the street, I'm not gonna be like, hey, like I smile at people and everything like that, but I'm not gonna knock your socks off in the first 2 minutes, you know, and everything like that. But eventually over time you'll come back and you'll be like, oh, you know what, this guy, he's not bad at all. But anyway, that's it for today. Sorry about this podcast being late, but we will be back tomorrow, same time, you know, be back uploading, rocking and rolling. Yeah, so that's it. My name is Tony Rizzano. Everybody, oh yeah, anybody in Louisiana and Texas and all that stuff, be careful. Yeah, I see all these hurricanes and tropical storms. Everybody, no matter where you live, along the coast, everything like that, just be careful and watch the weather. This October, November, December, January is a good time to. If you don't watch the Weather Channel, you might want to check it out every now and then. I hate for you to be stuck in an unfortunate situation, you know. But anyway, that's it. Take care, and we will talk to you tomorrow. All right, and as always, everybody, peace.